It's Soldier Field in Chicago. One final month to push for the playoffs or start preparing for the future. Here we go. It's week 14. So march it forward after they accept the penalty. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Chicago first down.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
Going to the ground again on first. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
His first throw is an interception! And the Vikings, they're off to a great start defensively. They force a turnover on the opening possession. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
And they bring him down after he ran through him up to the 43. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
2nd and 1. Completed to his running back. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. Into the secondary past the 40. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with the sack.
And the look outside yields no fruit. They make the stop near the line of scrimmage. Here he is on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Offense in the hurry up here. They'll hand it to him again. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. It's a gain of 3. That leaves him only a yard shy on 3rd and goal.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive. Try to stick them with the loss and make a difficult fourth down decision.
Third time's the charm. He gets it again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Oh, wow, Brock, a fourth straight carry. And he's in for the touchdown. The Vikings have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Extra point try is good by Wright. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
60 Eagle.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5. Sack. Trap 60. 60 Bobcat. Hawk 70. Warrior 70.
Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Wow, this has been a rough sequence for them starting out. First the interception, and now almost giving it away again on the fumble.
Yeah, Coach's going to have to get everybody around the campfire and get this thing figured out, because through all the years and all the styles of play, we know one thing, Kate. Turnover margin in the NFL is the biggest indicator of winning and losing.
They're on him again, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. Chicago brings out the punting unit. And he's in a real tough spot for his first kick. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. Collects this at the 35. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. Good return here of 19 yards. And the Vikings are going to take over with their eyes on the end zone. They'll run it from the gun. And they stop him after a good run that takes him down inside the 40. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Back to the well again. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against him. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Let's go now.
Throwing on 3rd, McCarthy. He'll get this to Jefferson. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down. Working inside the red zone. Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. Khalil cuts and picks it. Hits the 20. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6. Throwing at the depth where linebackers coming to play in coverage, partner. And sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
That one right down the middle. And the Bears tie this game 7-7. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. This return starts at the 5. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's a give up the middle. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Let's go.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's taken down after a short rush at about the 36. 3 yards puts them back on the right track. Now they've got 3rd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
He's on the move. And a solid gain gets them across the 45 before he goes out. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
On 1st down, they'll run. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line. Following the play, one of the Vikings in some distress as they hurry the medical staff out to look at him. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Here we go. Set.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. That's Jefferson. He's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch. And you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
Escapes the pocket. This throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6.
Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket. It really does become, well, the schoolyard. And you got to scramble around. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And they score. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings get some late points and the lead. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
And he misses the point after, so this stays a 6-point game. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. From his own end zone, here we go. And a poor choice this time to bring it out. So they contain him well shy of the 30. In fact, he's out shy of the 20. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Ready?
Off the play fake, Williams. He put everything he had into this one. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
I mean, you could see it right there. The trajectory of the ball changed as it was in flight. You know, on shorter throws, receivers, they can focus, they can adjust quickly. But on a long-distance throw like that, a tip, well, it really alters the course of the ball and makes it so tough.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
He just kept going the wrong way, and that's going to cost him. That is a safety. 2 plays ago, if we had seriously mentioned a safety partner, we'd have been laughed out of this booth, right?
Well, they say things move fast in the NFL, huh?
A couple of back-to-back sacks, losses like that, really opens us up to possibilities we weren't expecting.
Yeah, not all those possibilities are good, Kate, unless you're that defense that just dropped 2 points on the scoreboard. When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. They drop him with a big hit. At least he's able to hold on for the game, but boy, Brock, what a shot. On the move, headed right. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
From the gun on 3rd down. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
Buying some time left. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something when no one open or risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Let's go.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to the air, McCarthy. Buys time, rolling right. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Took his shot at 6 that time. So they'll be left with 3rd and goal.
Well, I'll say this, if you're willing to chance a throw like that, an early down is where you want to do it. You try to shot downfield, it doesn't work out, but you still got time now to try to find something else on the play sheet.
They'll try him left side. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line. Minnesota spends its 2nd timeout here. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. So close to the end zone, but with time winding down, they're going to try for the field goal. High percentage look for him here from the left hash.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Chooses to bring this one out. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down.
Ready? 19 Lions. Ready?
Back to throw it. Taking his shot. Deep down the field it goes. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
McCarthy operating from the pistol. Forced out to his right. On the run right, throwing deep down the side. Jordan Addison, the intended target. So 2nd down coming up.
You know, that's a high degree of difficulty throw. Not a lot get tougher than that one. But now, fortunately, Kate, he aired it closer to the sideline, and it goes harmlessly out of bounds.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively, but listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
On 3rd and long, it's McCarthy. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down. Minnesota lined up in punt formation. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Got every single bit of that one, didn't he? Over 70 yards on the punt. And it's going to be Bears football. They're set up at the 35 now.
Go. Ready?
Williams to throw on first. Chased out to his right. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
Ready?
Simple dive up the middle. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day 1 install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
Let's go now.
1st down, Williams. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down.
I guarantee you QB wants that throw back. I know most are perfectionists, and when it's caught just a bit out of bounds, you know it could have been just a little more accurate.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call.
Ready?
Williams from the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And wow, nearly a pick on that check down. A bit lucky that he couldn't hang on to it, and it fell incomplete.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Flush down out to his left. He tucks it and takes off. And he'll score. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears start the second half with some needed points. Caleb Williams, the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
And they get the two-point conversion. He's in the lead, only a field goal now. Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Has this at the 6. Big lick from the coverage team there. That's going to stop the return before it can get to the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. He's going deep this time. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Perhaps a bit late breaking towards the ball, but still just enough time to get a finger on it and knock it away.
McCarthy trying again on 2nd down. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
He's on the move. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big 34-yard pickup there. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Has it at the 7. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Here's a give on 1st and goal. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
This goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Looking to throw, McCarthy. Rolling left, buying some time. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Vikings make it a 9-point advantage. J.J. McCarthy, the touchdown. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Get up. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Trap 60, trap 60. Hut, hut.
Out of the pistol, Williams. It's taken in by Roma Dunze. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Let's go now.
Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They've got a man in motion. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Can I have a moment, Kate? Just a moment to marvel at how well they reacted to that play on defense. They were all over it from the start, getting behind the line to blow up a play that how many times do we see as highlight reel touchdowns going the other way?
We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. The Bears have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12.
Here we go, here we go.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Escapes the pocket. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Let's go.
1st down throw by Williams. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, it's so common that we talk about quarterbacks flushing a negative play, but defenses have to do the same thing as well. When you give up a big play, you got to regroup, you got to calm yourself, and you got to know it's all about the next play. And delivering a sack like that certainly helps.
Pass caught by Adunze. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. It's a Roma Adunze touchdown. They can tack on one more now, bring things back to within a field goal. And he connects there, so now another kick from him. A field goal will tie this game in the 4th. Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And this drive will start inside the 25. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's going to be tackled after getting it up to the 28. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Here's 2nd and 5. On the move, headed right. He can run it. The ball is loose. Oh, the fumble jumps out of bounds. What a break there for the offense. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down. Plowing up the middle. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Buys time, rolling right. And before he can get rid of it, he runs out of bounds. Could have just tossed it incomplete, Brock, but instead takes the sack and a big loss.
You know, that's one of those situations that you have to have awareness, right? You call it spatial awareness. You got to be conscious of the sideline and just simply get rid of the football. Looks like we saw a slight bit of panic there, hence going out for the sack.
They did it! He made the interception! And the Bears have some new life in the 4th!
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
He's on the move. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when he saw the field. It's going to be 2nd down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
Put a gold star on the grade sheet for that defensive coverage, even with plenty of time to throw it. That defense never gave the QB a lane to complete it.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th.
Ready? 18, Rattler.
Looking to throw. That's incomplete on 4th down, and they'll turn over possession.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
1st down, ball at the 36. Hand off to the back. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Let's go now. Go.
They give it to him again. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense. The Bears decide to call their first timeout. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. He'll throw it. Escapes out to the left. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
Here we go.
Here's the handoff. Space to the left. Barrels in for the touchdown. The Vikings make it a 9-point advantage. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Mustang 19. Let's go.
Working from the gun, Williams. He's going to push one deep down the road. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. No one around. He's got space. And the Vikings take over on his 5th interception of the season.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
They'll run here on 1st down. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over it.
And the Bears bring in an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Another carry for him. And we just saw this movie. They stopped him again at the line. It's the 2-minute warning from Chicago. Vikings with a 10-point advantage. The Vikings getting their punt team out. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. Absolutely crushed his 1st punt, and here's another huge one.
The Bears take over 1st down at their own 20-yard line.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
79 Bronco.
Williams on the play action. Getting out to his left. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down. Just couldn't find Romadunze there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Trying to push it deep downfield. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Vikings have it as he records his 7th interception of the season.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. It'll make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion. I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down. Right up the gut. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, I knew it at the time. I think everybody did. We knew the Legion of Boom was special, right? That entire secondary, but their safety's ability, Earl and Cam, to come downhill, to make those tackles behind the line of scrimmage as he just did. Yeah, man, you appreciate great safety play like that.
And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who